All right. How many people watching this have heard the term play to earn? Anyone? Yeah. How about NFTs or Web3? Honestly, you'd probably be much better off not knowing what these things are because they're total garbage, contributing nothing of positive value to society right now. But these terms get really popular, or rather got really popular for a couple years during the crypto boom of 2020. And I'm pretty sure they're about to circle back around and get much more popular again, sadly. See, gaming has become the largest entertainment medium on Earth by far, and crypto bros, hellbent on shoehorning their stupid little tokens into whatever industry they can possibly infect, have decided that blockchain will make gaming better, NFTs are the next evolution of ownership, and crypto is the future of gaming. Just so you can see I'm not exaggerating on all this, here's a few examples. Why the Future of Gaming is Built on Blockchain by the Algorand Foundation. How blockchain gaming is redefining the gaming industry, published over on Hedera. Play to Earn Games, revolutionizing the gaming industry with blockchain. That one's from Solulab. And Blockchain Revolutionizing the Games Industry from LCX, published in February of this very year. It's funny because crypto bros are trying as hard as they possibly can to legitimize the technology and catalyze wider adoption for video games. But, well, it's not going particularly well. Now, if you listen to what they write about, you could be forgiven for thinking it is. Quote, blockchain technology is rapidly changing the gaming industry, offering unprecedented levels of transparency, security, and user engagement. With the use of decentralized systems, gamers and developers alike are able to leverage the benefits of blockchain to create a more immersive and decentralized gaming experience, end quote. But if you spend some time actually playing these products, well, that's what we're going to do today. What makes all this even more hilarious, if that were even possible, is that to play these blockchain games, you mostly have to use the Epic Games storefront. And Epic Games, rather Tim Sweeney, the founder, has said, quote, we'll have a quality standard that doesn't accept crappy games. We'll accept reasonably good quality games of any scale, whether small indie games to huge AAA games, end quote. That's a very compelling picture, isn't it? Like, really, it is. Blockchain is revolutionizing gaming with unprecedented levels of user engagement. And while Steam decided to ban NFT and crypto games from their platform entirely, Epic decided to accept them while stating that they intend to have a quality standard which doesn't accept crappy games. Just keep that in mind for the rest of the video. So where am I going with this? Well, the answer to that question is very simple. If blockchain is the future of gaming, if it's revolutionizing the industry, and if the Epic Games Store, with its high standard of quality, is the biggest marketplace where I can experience that glorious future, what reason could I possibly give for not downloading and playing some of these groundbreaking entertainment products? So that's what I did. I logged into Epic Games, searched for NFT or blockchain, and started downloading. Right off the bat, the first thing I noticed is that there's no results here other than free. It doesn't look like any of these games are ever paid products. They're all free to play, which is good, maybe? I guess we're going to find out. The first one I decided to grab was called Grit. Grit, according to a game review done on a website called playtoearngames.com, is a AAA plus NFT Wild West Battle Royale, which kind of sounds pretty cool. Well, I downloaded the game, installed it, booted it up, and you can't play. The servers don't work. The website says coming in 2023, even though it's 2024 now. The Discord invite link is broken. The Twitter account hasn't posted anything since last year. And I finally found a Reddit thread from 8 months ago where the servers seemed to be playable then, at least, but there was no one online. The person played alone in a battle royale for 20 minutes and then signed off because not a single other person match made into their game. What a great start. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's not fair. It's just one example. There's always going to be exceptions to the high quality standards of Epic Games, and the technology really is revolutionary, but not every game can be amazing. Give it another chance. And yes, you're right. I shouldn't judge them all by the failures of just one, so off I went on this journey. The next one I clicked on was called Ape Squad, which seemed to be, I don't know, have some connection maybe to the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT collection, which was being shilled by a bunch of celebrities, so good. Maybe, possibly. Let's find out. No, we can't find out. This one isn't playable either. I have no information as to why. I didn't feel like doing all the research. And I just couldn't get into the game, and they misspelled the word password on the main login screen. Just excellent stuff here. Really, really strong start. Feeling slightly defeated, but not ready to give up quite yet, I kept going and clicked on a game called Brawlers. I was starting to get a little bit annoyed by this point because all of this stupid blockchain shit requires you to make additional accounts in order to play. You can't just do it through Epic Games, sadly. And they have all these hoops to jump through because they're trying to get your money from your wallet. But after getting things set up and logging in, I finally found one I could actually start. Well, did I though? See, yes, I could log in and peruse this rudimentary game menu, but when I tried to play a ranked match, that is a match against another human opponent, the timer would get to about 1 minute and 30 seconds every single time, and then just kick me out of the queue. Here I was on title number 3, exploring the future of gaming on a storefront where they don't accept crappy games, and yet I was 3 for 3 with unplayable garbage. I did eventually switch over and play one round of this Brawlers game against the computer, but you look at this in the background right now and tell me whether or not it's the future of the industry. Go ahead, let me hear it. I'm super curious. At this point, I was getting very annoyed, so I figured why not try something single player, and that way you don't need to have opponents and you can experience these revolutionary games just for yourself. I scrolled around and landed on a game called Blights Wrath, developed by Equilibrium Games, which is a single-player fantasy RPG. Excellent. Well, I downloaded the game, launched it, jumped into the world, and yes, I could play. The level of excitement I felt, you just can't even understand. I was thrilled to now experience the future of video games and immerse myself in this fantastic world. Yeah, the dialogue doesn't work. It was broken. The control scheme is the worst thing I've ever played with. You can just infinitely run around on the bottom of the ocean because they didn't program barriers or swimming or basic physics of any kind. And then the game broke. I couldn't progress the main quest line anymore. Something was off or wrecked, I don't know. And I got sick of wasting my time. Great stuff. Something I should add here, the developers for this game are now making or talking about an MMO, like a massive multiplayer online game, which they have said is basically World of Warcraft on a PvP-enabled server. The devs that made this right here have said that there's an MMO they're working on that is basically World of Warcraft. Oh, and the marketplace for Blights Wrath, which is supposed to be like the selling point for the entire concept of NFT and blockchain integration in video games, just doesn't work. You look at this game and tell me with a straight face that blockchain is the future of gaming, and that the Epic Games Store has quality standards for what they're willing to allow on the platform. For real. Anyone? Does anyone want to give it a shot? Like any of you crypto enthusiasts out there, you want to type something out in the comment section? No? Yes? Come on, give it a shot. Still, what are the odds that this could keep going? Slim, right? Next was a game called 9 Lives. I figured it can't get worse, so let's just keep going. And this one is supposedly an RPG that focuses on 1v1 combat. Really stunning quality here. The thing that got me, though, after being grateful that I could even log into it and it has any gameplay to experience at all, the thing that really got me was, you know how I just said the control scheme is the worst thing I ever played with the previous game, right? I described the control scheme of that one as the worst. Yeah, this one beats it by a mile. See, it turns out they didn't program in diagonal movement. You can only go left or right, forward or back on a 90-degree XY axis. You can't strafe diagonally at all, which means that you have a permadeath 1v1 combat game with no players, by the way, not a single one. I didn't counter anyone during the entire play session, where you don't even have fluid control of your character. This is where I started to realize, well, now wait a second, it's all bullshit. Just kidding, I knew this the entire time. But I'm not joking when I tell you that the quality of Web3 video games is way worse than I expected going in. The last one I decided to try, because I was getting very sick of this, to be honest, was called Red Chaos, thinking there's no possible way it can be worse than what I played so far. And thankfully, I finally got one game that I could play a match in and have at least a tiny bit of fun that functioned on a very basic level. Red Chaos is just a generic arena shooting game. The controls are bad, the hit registration is bad, the reticle bloom is absurd, but hey, I logged in, I found a match, I led the team, I had the most kills, even got multi-kills, and at the very least, this was a functional video game that could be played. That being said, nothing about this is unique whatsoever. There are hundreds, more like thousands of better options out there that have nothing to do with blockchain. Half of those options are also free, which counters the only actual thing that this game might have had going for it. And the bare-bones nature of the title is impossible to ignore. Sure, you can say early development or work in progress, but This is such a basic thing. There's no way that this product will ever define anything about video games. And sure, it looks great when you compare it to everything else I played before it, but as soon as you jump out of the crypto pond, where most of the competing fish are just completely dead anyway, it has no chance of surviving, let alone thriving, because it's mediocre at absolute best. Bottom line, we've been hearing over and over and over for years that crypto and blockchain are the future of gaming. Web3 and play to earn will revolutionize the industry. In particular, Ubisoft seems to be embracing some of those concepts. And gamers need to get with the times because there's no stopping the train now that it left the station. That's just wrong. Crypto games are pretty much all garbage. They contain nothing new. They have zero functionality that wasn't already widely available long before blockchain even existed. And what's worse, they don't even measure up to the most basic standard of quality because they're scams. They're trend-hopping homunculus creations whose only purpose is to get people to speculate on digital assets that won't even be around a couple years later. Epic Games, the store that has quality standards, Epic Games is now distributing unplayable crypto trash because none of this is the future, none of it is revolutionary, and pretty much all of it is entirely worthless. That's my take on crypto in gaming, and I would love to be proven wrong, okay? I would love for the industry to be advanced and revolutionized by any concept out there, but it's probably never going to happen. Most people who have anything to do with crypto want free money. That's like their MO for integrating themselves with the industry at all. But free money doesn't exist. The closest thing I can find is stuff like Honeygain, which uses a portion of your internet connection to run price comparisons and things like that. And if you put it on a few devices, you can maybe make enough to cover like streaming subscriptions every month, which is cool, by letting it run in the background or something like that. But no video game is ever going to let you log in, play, and then get rich because you earn tokens that are somehow worth tons of money. It's just not going to happen. I'll put a link to Honeygain down below, by the way. I've used it myself for years. This video is not sponsored by them. It's just me talking about it. It's not a lot of money, but it pays you reliably per device, and most importantly, it's very easy. It's not for iPhone though, sorry, just Android and Windows. Anyway, that's it. The future of video games, Web3, crypto, play to earn, it's all a joke. If you want to support the channel, check out the links down below. Patreon, Locals, a VPN affiliate with a huge discount, and more, but I'll cut it there and stop rambling. As always, thank you all for watching, and have a nice night.